Okay, let's see. I am going to sit in one of these chairs. Oh, I need. Oh, good morning. There's two people here already. Good morning. Good morning. Do I need to get a headset so that you guys can hear me better? Can you hear me okay? I can see you can see me okay because I have a little sun in my eyes. Good morning and welcome to Simply Sundays, Simply Live with me, Simply Lesa. Oh, I'm tired today, guys. I am so freaking tired. We are in Hierro Negro in Baja, Mexico. We are. You see the wall behind me. We actually have paid for a campsite. We'll pay again today for this. We'll do 2 nights here. We were only going to do one. There were things that happened, so we'll get into those stories as we go along. A little bit of housekeeping. If you've never been here before, I'm Simply Lesa or Lesa Neesmith. I became Simply Lesa. I don't even know when. I thought of it first, or it came to me first when I was probably 7, and I'm seeing, oh, Van Girl, hi, and that looked like Iris. I'll check back in a minute. I should probably go get my glasses. I'm going to try to take you guys with me if I get up to walk around. I can show you this by punching the button. Oh, I didn't finish the housekeeping. Let me stay a little bit focused. I'm tired. So it's fun. The trip is fun. I'm tired. um so housekeeping. Questions, please ask questions. I love to help you guys by answering things and encouraging you to go live whatever your adventure can be by keeping life simple. Hi, Mary. Hi, Iris. Hi, Van Girl. I don't see the last thing on that. Van Girl's shirt? Is that what it says? Um, okay, let's see. So, yeah, I'm at the same time as we're starting this. There's the back of the car. It's kind of messy, kind of cleaning, I had to dump the, Bernie. You guys kind of know Bernie from from being out here on other Sunday mornings. Bernie bought me that Moose Jaw cooler from Walmart, and it is a roto molded. It's small ish, but it's got a really thick insulation, and with block ice, this thing is the bomb. So I just had to dump the water out of that, and I was setting up kind of camp for tonight because I was so tired when I got here yesterday that I just kind of stood around and felt like I was being a vegetable. Good morning, Valerie. Um, and then over here on this table, which after I started using it to cook on, I kind of realized was a probably a fishing table because it has a hole for a trash can in the middle of it. But I'm seeing that, okay, those of you who know that I've been on the lion diet, we're now going to say I'm plant based and carnivore. I'm in the middle of cooking up, pre cooking some beef and fat in order to here's some in this little container in order to have some meals prepared or snacks or anything just because it's making life a little easier. And yes, you're seeing my vintage sterno stove, my lovely titanium, ever new titanium tea kettle, my MSR pot. I know I'm saying names of things. The little blue kitchen box, which I'm loving right now because I can take it in and out of the car, and it's that pretty blue. That one's from Walmart. It's an Ozark Trails made for a boat, but I love the color because I'm into this kind of blue teal thing. I need to, I don't know if I can stir. Yeah, I can't. I'm going to need 2 hands to do that part to stir. So I'm going to set you here, and you might be able to see me do some of this. You might not be able to hear me well because I didn't put the headset on. But I hope you all don't mind visiting with me this morning while I still do errands. Well, errands, chores. So let's see what else is going on. So now I'm going to show you. Okay, this is the bathroom shed. Well, whatever you call it, the bathrooms. So there's two showers and two toilet rooms in here, and they're typical for like Central America areas. They're just very typical. That's just a shower, and the bathrooms are different. Um, the bathrooms have a toilet. That's it. Whoops, sorry. Okay, we almost got a view. Okay, and then there's RVs parked here like this. Like it's cement pads, and they have hookups over there, and water they can use that's non-potable. And then there's a little hotel, and it's an other country style. And then here's all of our rigs. Okay, so of course that's me and my little tracker, and then it's Candy from Chicks Do It Too, and then Sheila, and I have Sheila's name wrong on some things I need to edit. Um, Sheila is Mama something. I'm sorry, I have to get that to you. I need to find it. Then this is Melinda and Jason's rig. They're MJK Adventures. And then there's the two. Look, they even have great trash cans right here for us. And Melinda and Jason make a nice camp. He put their lights out. And then there's the two way out box trucks. And one has Vincent, and the other has Vincent's like the the boss. And then there's the two guys. One of them's I don't know if he's a videographer or what, but anyways, and the other one is a friend driving that's really bad. One is Adam, and I forgot the other guy's name. One guy's from Marcel, France, which is kind of cool. And then there's quickly, without showing people's faces, other people in the campground. That's because I haven't asked you. Other people in the campground. So, and pretty, they have the plants, the snake plants there, which actually do help keep snakes away. I learned when I lived in another country. And Vincent, you want to wave? That's good enough. We've all decided it's kind of a pajama day. Okay, I'm not in my pajamas, and then I finally got my little camp set up for right now. So I strung some lights up, taking a cue from Jason and Melinda, and I put out my little dinette. And the red chair is going to disappear, but it's still okay for now. And to have a chair with a back on it for now, I finally decided after seeing both Candy and Sheila's GCI Pico chair that I'm going to order a Pico chair when I get home, or I think I've already put it on my wish list. So if somebody wants to buy me that ahead of time, just check with me so the address goes the right place. But that's what I'm going to get because it folds so flat. And then, like I said, okay, new stickers. This is Melinda and Jason, and that we just got yesterday. And I'm camping. I'm tired. So one of my curtains is down, the other ones are up. Battery pack. I don't know. Maybe I'm just annoyed with battery packs. Period. I've been learning some things. So Vincent, since he is a design guy, let's stir the pot again. Vincent is going to use his, what I'm assuming is a CAD style software, and he is going to design my platform for the back of my rig because I need something that's raised a little bit where I'm using just a little bit more of the storage space underneath. And right now, there's some holes in what I'm doing. Okay. We are going to come back over here. I know I'm walking you around a lot right this second. I'm putting this is the fuel I brought from the States for my alcohol stove.
And we're putting that away. Oops, can you see in there? You can, kind of. So I have a little lunch bag from Walmart in the States that just Velcros, and it has a little clip handle. And I just keep that insulated in there so it won't expand, like fuel things do. And then one of my hiking sticks is hanging right there. And so I just clip it on that, and that keeps that from having a problem. I've been able to find block ice pretty well. Okay, now I'll turn the camera around, and I think the pot's okay for a minute. We're going to have a drink of Topo Chico, which is mineral water down here, and talk for a few minutes and see what you guys got going on. Oh, I didn't grab my glasses. I think I'll be all right. But Topo Chico is mineral water down here. And I do not like as much trash as I end up with the plastic bottles and stuff. And glass bottles are heavy. So it's not a preferred thing to have all these bottles, but it's a safe way to get good drinking water and to have those extra minerals, which help, like with electrolyte kind of things. And after we're done today, I'm probably going to go take a really nice shower because there's really nice hot showers here. But I've been so freaking tired. I didn't want to take a shower. So if you guys have questions, back to this housekeeping that I didn't really do very well first thing this morning. Um, if you'd please, if you like what I'm trying to do out here and you like hearing from me, if you wouldn't mind, doing some thumbs ups and hit the subscribe button like everybody else in the world is now saying, right? And if you get benefit and you'd like to help me out with a couple of dollars, I really appreciate when you guys do the super thanks and the super chats, and when you're able to, buy me a little bit of gas or something. I'm not begging for that. I will be just fine without, but I do travel on my $1,000 a month Social Security disability. And so, just so you all know, when you guys help, it it is such an incredible blessing when that happens. That I could not have afforded this cooler that Bernie um, gifted me just before I left. In fact, I would think it was the day before I left that she bought it for me. And she got herself a new one as well. She got a larger one, same company for her. But she wanted to give me that one. I was like, that's not going to fit in my car. And then she found this one and she got this one for me. And I didn't want to take it from her, but I'm so grateful. And I didn't have the extra money to do that. So I really am glad that she was led to do that and that I could let her do it. Because it's made a big difference in the trip. Uh, okay, so if you want to ask questions, which I love to help with questions, I love to encourage you guys and help you with whatever's going on in your life and you're trying to either travel on a budget or become some kind of a vehicle. Oh, thank you so much, Van Girl. Um, oh, hi, Betty Joe. I'm so glad to see you out here this morning. I'm so tired. Can you guys tell? It's like I can't, I need toothpicks. I can't quite get my eyes open more. Um, yeah, if you'd like to ask questions, please put three uppercase Q's first. I'm not the kind of person that only answers questions if you give me super chats. I just want to help whoever I can help because back when I was new, I needed help too. And, or it doesn't even matter. All through my life, I've needed help. We all do. So if I can help you, I will help you. However, um, thank you, Brooke, for letting me know that. Let's walk and get my. I'm going to change the camera. Let's walk and get my headset. And messy bed didn't make the bed this morning at all. But right down here, there's my earbud. Let's get that. I have it was a $10 one from Walmart a long time ago, and I love it, and it works, and so I still have it. And let's stir the pot. Oh, wait, I have to really stir the pot. and then I'll put the earbud in. Okay, let me. All right, let's see. I think I gotta pull this down. Hang on a sec. I could look at you while I do it. Pull this down, put that on. Did it go on? Things just feel a little slow here this morning. I'm so sorry it took you away while I was connecting the headset. So hang on one second. I need to work with this food real quick. And I think as I was setting the camera down, I didn't check I didn't check what you could see. I should have done that, but hey, I worked fast and I wasn't paying attention. I was trying to get the headset going, and I thought I saw that somebody said, "What's the pot?" I'm not sure which pot. The one in my hand right now, if you can see this, this one is an MSR uh, ceramic lined solo pot. And it is good, but I want to get back away from, I was away from, um, what's it called? Nonstick stuff. And then one of the doctors I was listening to online said, stop using so much cast iron. So I got rid of all my cast iron. And I was like, that seemed weird to me at the time, but I did it. And then, darn it, um, darn it, if I didn't then become, plant based, animal based diet again. And now I wish I had kept more cast iron and didn't have so much ceramic because I'd already had one experience with ceramic that I didn't love, but only so much I can do. Okay, so what you watched me just putting in that pot. Okay, this is cooling a little bit before I put it in with the other into here. This in the pot now is an inexpensive cut of basically stew meat that I bought at the whoops. Have you not been able to see that whole time? Stew beef kind of thing that I bought really cheap in the grocery store here. And I took the time this morning to cut it all up in little pieces and so that I could cook it this way. All right, now we are. All right, let me get back with you a little bit. I know I feel like I'm very much I feel like I'm being busy and you're visiting with me in camp. But this is reality and it's how I'm doing. Somebody donated. Oh my goodness. Thank you for doing that. Whoever did that, $20 is like half a tank of gas for me, or 25, something like that's a half a tank of gas. So that's fabulous. That helps a lot. It'll buy quite a bit of groceries sometimes too. So I appreciate that. And of course, I won't be able to use my food stamps this month because I'm not there. Okay, where are you guys' messages? Okay, it appears that the signal's a little slow right now. And when I try to touch buttons, it takes time for things to happen. So I can't see questions yet. Oh, there we go. Cast iron is not good. Somebody said that, and I wasn't thinking good at the time. I didn't feel well. And so I didn't get rid of all of it. There's some up at the cabin, but the ones that were with me. Okay. Uh, no, and for some of you, I have been starting. Oh, it was Lesa. Thank you so much. Thank you, Lesa. I really appreciate that. You know what I did last night? For the first time in years, I went to dinner with the group. And when I went to dinner, I was actually able to order something. And so I did not have beef, but that was only because one, it was still Sabbath, and two, I decided to go ahead and do the to do carnivore for Sabbath. instead of just lion diet, which I've been doing the rest of the time. Um, so, oh, for Shirley. Okay. Oh, it's Cheryl. I can't see that good. Oh, oh, and I was going to tell you, somebody told me that I have a tone in my right ear that I can't hear. And so I'm starting to, I don't think I'm really having horrible hearing problems, but I need to be a little more careful. Is Shadow Wolf out here today? I know you saw his sticker. He is. Good morning. Just checking in. Um, I can't read that very good. I'm sorry, but um, Shadow Wolf, I'm going to have to talk to you about the offer you gave me of one of your old GoPros or something. Um, I'm learning more all the time, and I've had some experiences. Oh, good Lord, have I had some experiences? I can shift my transfer case into four-wheel drive now. Cha! I went down a hill that felt like a roller coaster, and I know I watched all the other rigs go down this hill, okay, but when they went over and you can't see them, and it looks almost straight down, I was scared as crap, and I was like, I don't know if I can do this, guys. I mean, I was in four-wheel drive, but I was like, I don't know if I can do this. I mean, I just learned how to shift my rig into four-wheel drive, but I don't know if I can do that hill. I did it. It was scary as crap. I got to the bottom and I couldn't think for a while. It was that kind of, new experiences. Let me just interject this part. New experiences when you're aiming at being courageous in your life. And like I keep telling you guys about turtle steps being when baby steps are too big, just back off and do turtle steps, which are slow motion baby steps. Do the tiniest thing you can. Actually, that dog that was barking is a lady who's from the United States. They were on their way back to the States, and they were here near here, and the leaf springs in her travel trailer broke, and so they had to come back here to figure out how to get it fixed. So, so hi, baby girl. Good morning. Baby girl is Bonnie's Betty Joe's little dog. Good morning.
Morning, wonderful day.
Yes, it is. So, oh, you just saw Pants walk by because you probably didn't see the whole person. Um, that's the guy from France. He is on disability and has a hearing aid, um, and he doesn't speak very much English. But anyways, and right now you probably can hear there's a truck camper moving. I could show you that view a little bit so you're not only seeing me. See, there's a truck camper backing up over there. Okay, it was a pleasure, Valerie. I mean, Vangirl. You come back anytime you would like to. And some days I probably have more interesting things than today. But that's not to discount what we're doing today because I'm so freaking tired and happy and tired. Okay, so have a great week, Vangirl. And if you come back and say hi to everybody. Ah, So I'm not driving a stick shift right now because I was paralyzed 5 different times. And one of those times I was paralyzed, we thought it was my back. And each time it has been without warning. I'm just walking along and I'm flat on the ground. And so the doctor said, please don't shift anymore. It's not safe. And so that was why I got rid of the Honda Passport and bought the Ford Explorer. The Ford Explorer was automatic, but then it had some kind of oil problem. At one point, oil was just gushing out of the engine. And the shop told me it was going to be a $3,000 fix, and I couldn't afford it. That's when I talked to Hawa, which started that whole snowball. So, So let's see. I'm going to turn you around so you can see Adam walk by. There's Adam walking by. Hi, Adam. And then here comes the other guy, and I forgot his name. I'm really bad. There he goes. Well, I'm sorry if it's out of focus, but for me, it doesn't look like it's out of focus. And it's not a camera; it's my cell phone. So, you, unfortunately, there's or whatever. This is what we deal with on my channel. I do as real as I can because I am using a free government phone from the United States, and at least you guys get content with me. And I feel blessed to be able to encourage you guys and let you visit with me. And I just want to encourage other people that have thought like I used to, that it's hard when you're poor, and it's hard when you have a disability, and because it is hard sometimes, but we don't have to give in to the hard and not have a life. So, so I'm scared as crap and doing it anyway sometimes. Um, but it depends. I choose my moment. I wait till it feels right. So now that beef had cooled, so now that's in that container. Yeah, and then the lid can go on this, and I'll let it cool a little more in the shade, and then that will go into the cooler with the block of ice that's in there right now. This batch is still just getting hot. And no, I'm not covering it because it seems to crisp. I'll loosely cover it, but it seems to crisp up better when I don't have. Oh, there's the lady from the States who had the trouble with her wig, and that's her dog that's barking. Oh, and now she's doing tire things. Brave girl. She looks strong. Anyway, so we're taking my little container over to the cooler. And yes, this size cooler. The cool thing about this one, I don't know if you're going to be able to hear this. Probably not, but it seal suctions closed. So I probably ought to put. I should put this in a bag first. Okay, I'm not going to put it in yet. I'm going to put it in a. I'm going to put it in a gallon Ziploc bag before I put it down in there so the water won't get all in it. Okay, so the guys are over, kind of waking up over by the end of that, over by the way out box. Okay, the phone will not let me zoom in. I was trying to. Here we go. All right. Any new questions today? Oh, Bernie, thank you so much. Bernie, I hope you're hearing that the cooler is working out fabulously, and I'm so grateful to have it. I've been able to find block ice, and finding block ice in Yuma was easy. We just hadn't taken enough time. Um, that's probably too. Bleh, bleh. That's probably true. B, that with the slow signal, it may be. And I am using Way Out Box has Starlink, and I'm using their Starlink, but I'm one, two, three, four vehicles away with space in between. So and the wind's blowing. I don't even know. I'm just saying. So I'm grateful I could be here with you anyway. So Vincent, who's the boss over at Way Out Box, is going. Oh, I already told you that. It's going to measure the car in order to help me with a little platform, which will replace these two these two ammo boxes, crates right there with the stickers on them that had been my old kitchen boxes. The platform will be able to replace that and make it more convenient for me, um, because there's really a lot of wasted space underneath as I fill in where the amount of space so that I'm sleeping on top of that passenger seat. But because of all of that, right, the handles on these ammo crates take up 4 or 5 inches, and so I can't put anything in there. And on the other side, I still have a connector Um, I still have a connector that has that's bolted in to the floor in the back. That was thank you. That was for the rear seat. I think I will take my mechanic's son up on the fact that he wants to buy my rear seat for me, and I think I will allow him to do that now. That's how I'm thinking right now. And I might even go ahead and take those rear seat belts out because it would give me attachment points to attach things to. And then yeah, thumbs up's a good idea. Thanks for saying that. Thumbs up helps the algorithms to remember to put me out there somewhere. Um, oh, and Bernie, my Spanish is coming back without any problems. Sometimes it feels awkward, and I'll be speaking in Spanish, and then I'll think in English, and then I'll switch and I'll speak to the Americans in Spanish, and get it backwards. But uh, it's coming back. That's kind of cool. Um, like I said, so for Sabbath this week, Sabbath Saturday, sunset Friday night to sunset Saturday night. I chose to have. I think we could say I had a half of cup of black coffee, and then I made platanito. I made uh, I said the wrong thing. I made patacones with, and I used beef tallow to fry them in. And then for dinner, I had flounder cooked au natural. They just put it in tinfoil and broiled it for me so that I could have it that way. And next time I go in a restaurant, I'm taking my own salt with me because their salt sucked. But anyways, I've had some really good salt lately. And oh, and I found out that the salt thing is right here. What's patacones? You ask. Patacones is green plantains that are sliced in round pieces and then fried, and then you take them out of the fat, and they cool a little bit, and you smash them with a cup or a glass, and they get flat, and then you fry them again. Put a little salt on them, and that's all. And so I just did them in tallow, and I'd done some research to find out that in an animal-based diet, that the fruits, which I already knew this, but fruits was probably a better direction to go because I can't have um, milk and dairy, and I'm real sensitive to eggs and where what the chicken ate before it laid the egg. So, so still in the vein of doing. Oh yeah, there you go, tostones. Okay. Um, in the vein of still being lion diet during the week. This is what I've decided to do so that I can feel like I'm having some of the food experiences on this trip as well. So what I've decided is that I will do more animal based carnivore diet on Sabbath, and the rest of the week I'll do lion diet because I've had a lot of fatigue, and so I will be adding a little bit of honey. Um, when I can get goat or sheep milk cheese, I have tried that. I've been okay. I'm not going to do it every single day because I am on a mission to get rid of the MS completely. And and I know people who have, and I know I just got to go through this. But I'm also trying to have an awesome, epic adventure, and I already am. So I want to have the adventure as well. And if something happened to me tomorrow and I wasn't here and I didn't get to eat the blah blah blah, whatever it was, I might feel gypped. Okay, and I might not too. Might not even matter where whatever we do afterwards, right? But but because of that, I just decided that Sabbath I'll treat a little bit differently, and that way it relieves the group as well. So, because the group's not feeling weird about my food at all, but they keep offering. Well, I just feel like I got to offer you the avocado because I have it in my hand, and I'm like, Thank you. And you really don't have to keep offering. I understand. But how about I've decided we're going to do this. So on Sabbath, then offer me whatever. But the rest of the time, don't worry about it so much. Give me time so I can do what I got to do to keep my food pulled together. And so on a day like this, when we're taking a rest day, it seems to be about every 3 or 4 days ish. I need to spend a little bit of time prepping my food and either cutting it up or boiling. So I've already boiled in my little thermal pot some bone broth stuff, which works really good for instead of coffee in the morning. And I think it gives me a little more calcium, which helps with that oxalate dumping stuff I've been having. And then I cut up meat like this. I try to do this once a week ish, but it depends on what I can get. And I'm not having any trouble buying food. I wasn't sure, but I haven't had any trouble yet. So I think it's all good. And man, am I glad they got Topo Chico, and it's so freaking cheap. I mean, seriously, I'm getting 2-liter bottles of Topo Chico for $1.30. I can't buy Pellegrino for that back home. So my meat the other day, I bought enough for 4 days for, I don't know, $12 or something. Yeah, yeah, hot desert, that's a thing. But that's what insulated curtains help. Any shade we can do, get outside the vehicle and get under a tree if you can. I mean, you just got to do what you got to do. Wear different clothes. I mean, in the heat, if I can get linen, I'm doing linen in a heartbeat. I don't care if it looks wrinkled. Get over it, you know, because linen is very healthy fabric and it's good for us. Guys, I'm so tired that I don't really know what to talk about. Um, Oh, yeah. Well, Topo Chico is the brand of mineral water that's available down here. I don't know what they call club soda because I could drink club soda as well. Oh, and Friday night I ate my own regular beef Friday night. But and I didn't have a steak because I didn't want to pay the price of the steak, whatever it was. I'm trying to manage my money carefully. By the 15th, I'll double check and make sure that I still have plenty to get me through the end of the month. But gas is similar to priced in the states. Everything's been reasonable. My rig's running great. I am so grateful we put the air pressure down on my tires. What a difference! But my gas mileage, I lost a little, but that's okay. I don't care. Um, by the way, if you guys get a chance, I did write a blog post again um, out on my blog spot, and it has been a while since I did that, but I really enjoy the writing, and I found a couple of typos in it, but I haven't had a chance to edit yet because I've just felt like everything we're doing is learning new people, figuring out how to shift the car into four-wheel drive and being a little nervous about it. Finding that my transfer case boot has a hole in it. Bummer. So I'll need a new transfer case boot. Uh, I know they're available, but I got to tell you on the auto parts sides of things, I'm going to check down here before I come home to see if there's any auto parts I might want or need that I can get here because there are Suzuki's all over, and I've seen two Jimneys already. Jimneys are the new uh, Suzuki Jeep style product, and it's way cool. I don't want a new one. I love what I have. Okay, but it is a cool looking rig. I mean, it looks very much like a mini Jeep. I mean, but then mine kind of does too. Um, I am so grateful that I have this smaller vehicle driving on these roads. Most of these roads are narrow, 2 lane, with no breakdown lane. Just it drops off and there are semi trucks coming in the other lane at you, and they're wide, and then you're going this way, and the semi's going this way, and it's enough narrow that when I see RVs, I'm like, I don't know why you guys even bothered to come down here, but whatever. Um, uh,
So I'm grateful that mine is small because I know I fit well and they're not pushing me off the road, you know. Oh, and I had a semi yesterday that was on his tires were on my side of the yellow line in the center. And I was like sweating. I mean, I know there's enough room, but I was like, no, don't come over anymore. Why are you in my side? You know, that's scary sometimes. Scary when people, especially with California license plates. I'm sorry, people. I don't mean to be like dogging on the Californians, but when they pass a line of 30 cars, 25, 30 cars, it's nerve wracking to me when I see them go by and I don't know who they're going to try to pull in front of if somebody's coming. And they'll pass on a solid line in a corner. I almost said that in Spanish. En un esquina. Es no es necesito. Yeah. There's no reason for that. That's not. Don't kill yourself and don't. You know, it's yeah, whatever. It's that to me, that's been interesting. And yeah, potholes in the road. Yeah, my tires are a little smaller than they're not small, but they are a little smaller than these bigger trucks. And of course, them being a little bit smaller, they do sometimes go in the hole instead of just going over the hole. But I've been managing well. Um, Drove on a beach already, so that's off the bucket list. But I want to get better at it now, and I want to get better at that whole very steep hill that I went down. The pictures you're gonna get to see because the girls that I'm traveling with, well, the guys too, the people I'm traveling with took video. But when I went down, Jason said you couldn't see my vehicle. All you could see was the roof. It was that straight. But on film, when they filmed it with their cameras and their GoPros, it doesn't look like that. And then I think Candy got the picture of me when I came back up the hill. I was scared. I was really scared because it looks so. In reality, it was so steep. It was almost flat steep, and I wasn't sure I could do this thing. I was like sweating bullets. Okay, and I was like, but you know what? I have everybody here. I'll be safe. We'll figure it out if something happens. I came down it. It should be able to go back up it. Deep breath. Okay, Creator, just meaning God, just help me to be brave enough to do this and not give up halfway up. So I asked one more question about the way I was shifted into gears, and I took a real deep breath and I did it. And I like freaking did it. And I got to the top and I fell apart. It's what happens to us a lot of times when we've had so much stress of worrying about something or wondering what something's going to be like. And Bernie can attest to this too. Many people can. Betty Joe remembers. Um, Often when we've had that kind of stress, you know, looking forward to something, once it happens, we just kind of go, okay, I did it, I did it, I did it. And then we don't know what to do next. You know, like we just kind of stare into space for a little bit. Well, I knew we needed to do a 3.5 hour drive. So I got up the hill and I'm like, I have a few minutes to react, but I can't stay in that mode. I've got to like get in gear and yeah, I need to be behind it. I need to be in the expedition. I need to be in the group. And because my radio wasn't working, I needed to be in the middle of the group so that they didn't lose me. And yeah, so it was like a few minutes to kind of do whatever you got to do. And so Candy got pictures on her GoPro of me just going, I did it. Oh shit. And then like touching the actual ground with my hands because I needed to be grounded and I couldn't think of what to do next. And then I remembered next time I get ready to do one of those, I'm going to prepare beforehand to make sure I have a good ice filled drink that I can drink afterwards because a drink of water helps. You know, taking a deep breath helps, deep breathing helps. Touching something natural, to touching a tree or a plant or the ground. And I like put my hands around rocks a couple of times. But Candy got some of those pictures and she said she'll give them to me so I can post them. So
Yeah. And now I need to go tend to that pot of meat. That this is the last pot of meat that's on, but let's go because I can. Uh, I think you can see the table. Yeah, I think you can see the table. And then after you guys, yeah, this is cooking fine. After you guys go, I see a couple of flies now. But after you guys go, I'll wash up the dishes and clean up from this. I'm assuming you can hear me still. I'm just stirring. This one looks more like stew than it does it's not as crispy because I had the lid on that steams it. So I'm gonna eat that one. You're gonna hear me chew. Oh, it's so good. I'm learning how to understand that that's so good. Okay. Um, and a sip of that, which is fine. I was. I'm gonna make. I'm not gonna do it now. That I bought these two little things. Dollar General is good for these, and I love the color. But I bought two of these. I'm gonna make up two little containers of kind of a it's not fake, it's real, but a pemmican style thing that I'm doing with um, the and carne seca and the beef tallow that I bought. That gives me another couple of snacks that don't need to be kept refrigerated and that I can just grab anytime I need one because sometimes we only stop for a couple of minutes on the road. And everybody, most everybody else in the group has their snacks near them in their car when they're driving and they have whether it's chips or, something. And I just want to make sure that I have something because there have been days when we've driven and driven and driven and my body's still detoxing the from my lion diet, and sometimes my eyes are sore and my joints are sore, and I'm just exhausted. It would be a good video, and I would like to do that for you guys. I I, I have to somehow get organized to where I can show those things too. But I will. I mean, today I'm not making tallow, but the process of what I'm cooking is very similar to doing tallow. But you didn't get to see me cutting that all up because it took me a long time. But anyway, it's all good. Yes, that's another good video. Um, I don't know what else to tell you right now. My water port is fantastic. I have not found a way to refill my water port with drinkable water, filtered drinkable water, um, from in this area. Um, all I'm all I've seen is non-potable water with a hose. And so I don't want to put that in there. I would feel better if I just bought bottled water at the grocery store and then poured it in. Otherwise, I would have to filter the water when I take it out. And it's so convenient to have that. That what a blessing. TJ Shack that was the bomb, right? They blessed me in an incredible way. I will be trying to get the dust caps from the Waterport company. And I can't remember what else. There were a couple of things I wanted to get from them, but those are minor. They're not on my wish list right now. Haven't even I haven't even looked at that stuff. Um, I'm just tired, really tired. It's been good, and I'm tired. And I think I might take my laundry over to an actual laundromat, including my sleeping bags, and let them wash it, and then go pick it back up later. Communications, we had trouble. Vincent loaned me one of his walkie talkies, and it takes AA batteries. And it takes a set of three AA batteries every single day to keep it running. But it stopped working. And so all day yesterday, I'm driving blind with nothing. I don't hear the wow, did you see that cactus? I don't hear the look at that mountain. I don't hear the wow, passing. I don't hear any of it. I don't hear left coming up. So I felt really disconnected from the group yesterday. That taught me something that taught me how important getting my communication system together for another trip, because I love this kind of travel. And so I will be really anxious to get, I'm really anxious to get there's an aftermarket touchscreen radio that's, I think, a double din that fits in my dash where my aftermarket radio is right now. And I want that because it will have GPS on it, and would have the ability to have satellite radio and things like that. But I also need the set of walkie talkies. But it would be really nice to have one that was on a clip, so it could be on my seatbelt. The one that I've been loaned didn't have that, and like I said, that one not working all day yesterday taught me something. And then when we got here, they finally figured out that I didn't have a walkie-talkie. I told them, but nobody passed it on or something. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. I'm not blaming anybody. It's just whatever. And so when we got here, I was like, guys, this doesn't work. And they were like, yes, it does. It worked. You were using it. You know, before we left camp, you used it once. And I was like, yeah, I did. And then it didn't work anymore. And they were like, okay. And then they played with it. They were like, oh yeah, it didn't work, did it? So we put the batteries in one of the other ones that was just spare, and it was working when I put it in here. But that's all I know for now. And it appears that I've got one to borrow for a little bit longer. I'll be looking for a set of walkies, and I probably will want to try to get a Midland if I can get them. I like the brand Midland. Um, I would like to, because I want the look of the canister for my Wii Boost. I'd like to get that all permanently installed where it looks better. Been talking it out with my friends and whatever here, and I am going to work on having the hood mounted solar. Makes absolute sense now that I see what Candy with Chicks Do It Too, her Jeep's right here, uh, what Candy does with her refrigerator. So, Candy, smart girl, and I know about doing this stuff. So isn't news to me. Candy has an Optima drive battery, which is a sealed AGM. I just saw I need to put stuff on my lips again. A sealed AGM. I forget battery. Anyways, it's a super. It is expensive, but it's worth it. Drive battery, because she has that kind of drive battery. She's able to actually plug her refrigerator. She has a hot plug in the rear of her Jeep. And so she's able to plug her refrigerator into the hot plug in the rear of her Jeep. The hot 12-volt plug just means it's a 12-volt plug that stays on all the time. It doesn't turn off. And she does not have a battery maintainer. She just watches what's going on with hers, and she knows how hers works. She's been doing it long enough. She also has a neoprene cover on her refrigerator, which helps to insulate it. Okay, all that being said, when Vincent helps me figure out my platform, we will be working this summer to put my refrigerator back in. I will be working to make a neoprene cover for mine. We will be working to try to figure out a way to vent mine outside the car. I may have to have something like a small RV vent put in the side of my car in order to do this. We want to vent the exhaust from the motor outside my car, because in the summer it made the car too hot. And then in I want it to also have like maybe a T or a Y or something vent, so that there's a part that's on the inside as well. So in the winter, I can let it vent inside, because then it will warm up the car. Makes sense to me. Anyways, but I also need a hot plug back there so that I can plug mine in. And then when I get a chance, we'll upgrade that battery. And then I'll try to get, or in that process, we'll try to get Cascadia 4x4. I would really like to have them work with me and have them put that hood mounted solar on. I'd rather have theirs than Lensun. Lensun's the Chinese manufacturer, but Lensun gave me a 15% discount and said I can have a larger size panel. I don't know, but that all needs to be worked out over the summer. Why neoprene over Reflectix, Miss Mary? One, it's softer. Two, it gives the same insulation value as Reflectix, but in a soft thing that's very abrasive resistant. Is that a good word term? And it does not get hot to the touch. So it's easier to touch, feel, pick up, move around, and slide things past. Reflectix in my small space would be a pain in the butt. To if your arm touched it in the night, you'd be like, if it was hot and you stuck to it, that would be a pain in the butt. But neoprene works really good, and when things rub against it, it doesn't mess up very easily. It can take a lot of abrasion. I'm starting to say the wrong word. Yeah. So the Waterport company also makes a neoprene cover for the Waterport. They make a black one and a gray one. And the reason that they do for the Waterport, there's two reasons they do for the Waterport. Because the Waterport already has a pretty thick, it's roto molded as well. So it's pretty insulated because the walls are thick, but it's black. So, oh yeah. And also with that, I just realized I'm loud, but also with that, I when we were going up and down in elevation, mine leaked a little bit. So I need to keep the cap a little bit loose so that when you go up and down in elevation, it doesn't like get too pressurized. Um, but the neoprene covers for these is so that when you like if you're going to a kid's soccer game and you put Gatorade in it, you can pick it up and take it to the picnic table to pour the drinks, and you won't burn your hand on the black plastic. And also, if you're off roading like I am, um, when I went over one hill, not here but back at Quartzsite, I scraped the bottom, and the neoprene would keep it from getting scraped up. So there's that. I saw this. Somebody had a question. Let's see if I can find it. And I'm looking forward to that shower soon. Get that meat finished cooking up. Finish up with you guys. Okay, I can't see the message yet. Must be a slow. Oh, there we go. Could you put the bottle water in my tank on the back, or did you say that and I missed it? Yes, I would be able to put bottled water in the tank on the back. Yes. Uh, I'm going back through you guys' messages. That's why I'm quiet right now. Oh, Bernie, I was saying Topo Chico. Topo Chico. This. I was saying this water is what I was saying. Whoops, I lost it. I lost your messages again. But I think I've read most of them. And yeah, I can buy bottled water and put in there. But they have water fill places. And because my no, I don't want to do that. Cancel. Um, because the water port comes off the back so easily. I mean, I just have to unlock it with a key and then pull it off. I can. The way they do things here is you drive up to one of the water store places and you stay in your car, and they go to the back of the car and they open the back of your car and they take out your water containers and take them over to this big sink, like a stainless steel fish sink or something, just a big sink. And they wash the outside of them off with water. And then they take them over to the next place and fill them. And then they put them back in your car and you pay them and you drive away. And so mine, I just would need to unlock it and he could do the same thing with it. So it could be filled that way. And that's for filtered water. And when I went to get the ice, oh, good Lord, the guy pulls out this great big chunk of ice that's almost, it's it came up to my neck. Okay, it was that tall, a block of ice, and as big as a big cooler, square. And he's like, "Quanto? How much?" And I was like, I'm doing this with my hands and going, I was expecting to see bags of 10-pound ice like we have in the States. I really hadn't thought about it. And so then it was like, wait. Let me get my cooler. So I went and got the cooler out and showed him. And he goes, so then he makes a piece as big as the cooler. And I'm like, no, like media, I need half that, right? And then I remembered one of the girls in camp wanted half. So I was like, no, I'll take both. Let me get everything out of the cooler and I'll take both so that she has one. But that's a lot of ice. And it was cheap. It was like what, $1.50. So that that was awful nice. But when yeah, and so I've had that ice. I don't know how long, a week. I don't know how long I've been here anymore. You'll get that. So okay, I think I think I'm tired enough, and it is an hour. Um, are we good? Do you guys have more questions today? Do I? Um, yes, I'd like to show you more. I'm trying to do what I can do to give you more content, but y'all can understand. This morning I woke up and my joints were stiff, and my eyes are better, but I'm being careful, and I'm awfully glad we're staying one more night. Um, Melinda, Candy, and Sheila. I was supposed to go, but I didn't. I mean, it was supposed to be a girls' day. We were going to go all go whale watching. And the girls went, and I decided not to. One, so I could be here with you guys, and two, so I could get rested and take care of myself because I'm just exhausted. So that's what I'm doing. That's that story, and I'm sticking to it. And so I'm wondering about maybe going and buying a cell phone here, but that's what I got for now. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, everybody. Oh yes, of course they do. I didn't see who asked that, but about the debit cards. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. That's how I got my pesos. Um, I we all came across an Algodones, which was really simple for driving, because you come across and they park you right there and take you. The office is right beside where you park, where they needed to get their FMMs. I had gone earlier, a few days earlier, and gotten mine. It was the same man. He was like, "Oh, Lisa, I remember you. Is this your friends?" And I was like, "Yes." Yeah." And I was like, "They all need their FMMs." And he goes, "Well, you don't. Don't worry about it." And I said, "Okay, but we want to stay together." He was like, "That's okay. We'll park you all here, but we're going to take the big truck first because we need it out of the way. And then we'll go take the next biggest truck. And then we'll come back and get you smaller cars." And of course they had to do an inspection and all of that, which they did, which was minor. It was a piece of cake. We were out of there and I don't even know. All five of us in probably a half an hour. And then we were on the road and we went I've forgotten now, but we drove through Algodones and got on some dirt road and then went through some fields and ended up on Route 2. And I don't even remember. It's all kind of a blur. But and that was the day when I wrote in my blog post about almost losing the tracker. Um, we came to a spot where it went from pavement to being dirt road like immediately, abruptly. And when it did, it was washboardy, and the tracker just slid, and it was sliding sideways like it was on ice or something. And I was like, all I can do is correct it. And when I looked up, once it was, I had to just take my foot off the gas and just wait for it to, settle, and just hang with it like you do on mud or something. I don't know exactly how to explain that, but you just kind of roll. You try to be careful with it, but you try to keep it a little bit under control until it slows down enough to where it's like the traction's back and whatever. And when it it was more recovered, I checked my mirrors, and that's when I realized that Jason and Melinda were with their big dog truck 4 inches from the back corner of my bumper. He was like, "I almost hit you, Lisa." He goes, but it's not your job to worry about me. It's my job to not hit you. And he goes, I was too close to you and I knew it, but I thought you were doing good. And he goes, we didn't expect that. And he goes, then he gave me a whole lesson, which was hard for me to listen to for a little bit there because I already knew what he was telling me. And I know to do those things. And I thought I was being as safe as I could, but I didn't know about the air pressure in my tires being too high. And now that I do, I will sacrifice gas mileage to leave my tire pressure right now is at 20. But my door sticker says for the stock tires that the stock tires that were on this are 2 sizes narrower than what's on it. And that the tire pressure for those was 23 psi. And so at 20, this is appropriate for these tires. I'm leaving it there. I have so much control. I can relax when I drive. I'm not white knuckling it anymore. And so I'm leaving it at 20. And I will learn more about putting the air iron up and down, but this does not need the kind of air in it. And if I sacrifice a couple of miles per gallon for safety, absolutely. So I know I've done it again. I've talked more and more and more beyond when I thought I was going to say goodbye. Um, I know I just want to kind of keep you guys up on what's happening. Um, Pray for each other, please. Catherine had a really big scare this week, and I'm so glad that we all pray for each other because Homer was nearly killed this week. There was an accident while they were doing some repairs to the RV, and he's fine. He didn't even end up in the hospital. So, you know, thank you, Creator God, for that. Um, and yeah, and continue to pray for me and the Good Vibe Tribe that we all, are learning what's our lesson in this and that we're, um, getting along with each other well, which we all are. It's incredible. Jason's been feeling a little poorly about some decisions he made because he thought that he was coming on the group to be the strong guy to take care of everybody and to teach me and help and but to take care of everybody, and instead, and he knows how to do these things. He was in Iraq and Iran for more than one uh, tour of duty, and he knows how to drive in sand. He's the only one that got stuck in the sand. And then he ended up with a flat tire yesterday. Well, he ended up with the tire losing air and him having to plug it in camp as we were all getting ready to leave. And he rushed the job of plugging the tire and didn't do all the steps that he's aware of to do. Well, it's going to cost him $400 for what happened, maybe more. His tires are 37 or 40-inch tires. They cost $400 each. And he shredded one. It blew out while we were on the road about an hour from here. And he thinks the rim's okay, but he's struggling to find another tire. So he's running on a spare and he's nervous. And rightly so. We have to figure out how he's going to do. But continue to pray for us. He said that he was beating himself up for making the decisions he did because he wanted to be the guy to take care of everybody. And I was like, God's got us. We're going to be all right. And we appreciate you. And you're here. And we need you. I needed you. You're a good teacher. I needed you. And it's fun, even though I don't want to make fun of you, Jason, but it's fun to watch you get stuck and get yourself unstuck rather than me being stuck, because then I'd feel all that stuff and be stuck. And so, for me to watch you go through it and kind of be okay. He has PTSD as well. I do too. And so do two other people here. And one of the people is on the autism spectrum. So, it's kind of cool. We're all different. We're human. Man, are we normal. And okay, so I got to end this. Otherwise, I'm going to. I got to end this. All right. Have a wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, yeah. I'm so grateful, Catherine, that Omar is okay. You tell him we're still praying for y'all. Okay, when they do repairs, they need to be super careful. I hope your rig is all right, and I'll get as much filming as I can when I can. Right now, as I'm doing those awkward driving, the other girls, mostly Melinda and Candy. Candy has GoPros and all the, she has the things she can wear on her chest and suction cups to put it on the window of her Jeep. And Melinda, just because she's not driving, because Jason's driving, she can hop out and take pictures. So I'm awfully grateful they're around to be able to do those things because they're going to help be able to have some footage that can come out on our channel and you can see things about me. We did visit with Stringless Theory. If you're on Instagram, go check that out. He took some beautiful pictures of us. He's a real photographer with big cameras, and they were in the Baja race. And so, yeah. So, okay, I'm really gonna go. Love you. Have a wonderful week. Don't forget to pray for us. Thank you, whoever gave me the $20. I really appreciate it. And you all stay safe. And oh, and do pray that my money just keeps going as far as, and that I'm wise with my spending. I am so far. And look, I'm what, 3 days from mid-month, and I'm good. I have still have half the budget, so that's how I feel like I keep myself in check. That if I still have half of what I planned, I should be okay, and it's looking pretty good. So okay, ciao, love y'all. Oh, uh, keep living simply so you can create a new adventure and get out there and travel light and often.